Earlier today, I shared with you that Goldman Sachs increased significantly the amount of their position in AMC shares. Now, there is something really, really interesting and a little bit different with what they used to do before, all right? Because bunch of the suits, the institutions that bought a lot of AMC shares also dumped them on the way down, potentially also causing this to drop. Not to maybe 16, but to, from the 50s, the 40s to the 30s. Now, what is really different about that? Let's jump into the details and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Well, if you look today, decent day, I will say, because I will really start getting excited, excited when we jumped. Instead of having a 90 cents day on the green, we have a $99 green day. $99 green day. Like if you have 100 shares, you're making 99 hundredths on your position. But we're going to get there. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you. This is a screenshot from Fintel. And you can see that Goldman increased significantly the AMC position. Now, they sold something. This is the whites, this is the sale. They sold 2,600,000 shares of AMC stock, which was sitting on a US small cap equity ETF. But they increased, look, Goldman, and then you have Goldman here. So we have about 350 plus thousand shares in the large cap equity ETF. So what's the difference? Cap means capitalization, all right? And this refers to the market value per se. So at the current share price, given the 504 million shares that exist in the market out there, this is what the company is worth today, as of now, at this share price. So when you look at what what Goldman is doing, they're moving shares from AMC from the US small cap ETF, because a small cap is really a company with a market value or market capitalization below $2 billion. So what is the market cap of AMC again? Here is $8.2 billion. All right. So at $34 a share or 30, we are already looking at the double of this price. So it doesn't make sense for AMC to be sitting on a small cap ETF. Why? Because according to the technicalities of the definition of a large cap, it shouldn't be here. So they moved this here, which is what is also interesting here is that not only you have Goldman Sachs buying a huge amount of shares, but you also have Allspring Global Investment Holdings, 227,000 shares. So tell me again, why in the heck will companies big as these companies buying dozens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of shares of a stock that is supposed to go to $5? It doesn't make any sense. You know what makes sense? 2022 is going to be so hard to make as much money as you used to make in 2021. But these institutions have to keep their clients happy. Otherwise, they're going to go elsewhere or even just pick themselves stocks to invest in their portfolios. Because if you did that in 2021, I'm pretty sure you would have saved a lot of money into fees to the portfolio managers or the financial advisors. Now, because of this, when you look at the share price here, you see okay, what was the highest on this stock again? $72. And what is really at stake here? Well, something we have to know is the fact that behind closed doors in Wall Street is a small club. All right. So all these billionaires, because there are such a small amount of people on earth, they really know each other. So they know what is the business of what other firm, what of the boutique, what of the company in the market. So I wouldn't be surprised if what happened back in January can also happen here, but with a huge, much more amount of craziness. I'm talking about maybe tripling what we had in June. All right. Because they also know that the SEC has now made a lot of effort into publishing the self-regulatory rules as quickly as ever before, because this is going to be a game changer. But we're going to talk about it in a separate video posted that I'm going to post later today. So going back here, I know lots of people will tell me, but AC, what about shares lending? Yeah. I mean, if I buy a share at $16, at 34 or 38, I'm more than doubling it. So we're talking about millions of dozens of millions of profit. Are you telling me that they are in here just to gain few million, like a drop in gains in few fees are gonna get into lending? I don't think so. Maybe with millions of shares, but again, that wouldn't be a fitting strategy. I may be naive, but this is what I think. Now, what else we should consider is the fact that a new trend with this, I'm thinking, might be forming itself for the next few weeks. Because if you look at what Robinhood did today, if you look at what Netflix did today, the reason they are high so much today and since they dropped to new lows on the year is because you have big boys on Wall Street buying the dip. Bill Ackman and Cathie Wood lead the chart back into tech stocks because they see opportunities in here. That's why I said earlier that someone with the big pocket, with deep pocket, can stand here and say, what is happening here? Let me jump in, make a quick buck. But by doing so, they might trigger something that's going to even be bigger than the target they had in mind. We only have to make sure we are on the right side when that happens, because it's just a matter of time. All right. So that reminds me also of BlackRock buying millions of shares, almost 750,000 shares. And I shared that a couple of weeks ago at the beginning of the year. So what else to say? It's coming. Maybe not when we want it to come, but it's coming.